All right, today we're going to talk about something really important, a path to spiritual freedom. And this is for you if you feel like you've just hit a wall, Like you're trying everything you can, but you just can't seem to break through.
So let me ask you, does this feel familiar? You've prayed and prayed, maybe you've even sought counsel, but you're still trapped in that same old cycle. Maybe it's anxiety, maybe it's an addiction, or maybe it's just this heavy feeling of being stuck. Man, it is such a frustrating place to be, right? And honestly, it's often the very reason people start to realize they might need a different kind of help.
These unseen battles, they often show up in very real ways. We're talking about that recurring anxiety that maybe even medicine can't seem to touch, or addictions you just can't seem to break. Sometimes it's even unexplainable physical sickness, or maybe for you, it's those pervasive, dark thoughts, or just this constant, heavy feeling that you're under some kind of spiritual attack. Look, if any of that sounds even a little bit familiar, I really want you to hear this. You are not alone.
And just recognizing that struggle, that is the first, most powerful step. But here's the thing, you don't have to stay there. The real turning point, the game changer, isn't just knowing there's a battle. It's realizing you don't have to fight it by yourself. That's where hope begins.
Okay, so who can actually guide you on a journey like this? It is so critical to have someone who really understands the terrain. Let's meet Pastor Brian Holmes.
I love this quote because it gets right to the heart, to the why behind this entire ministry. You see, this wasn't just a career change, it was a calling. Pastor Brian literally walked away from a successful corporate path for one reason, to help people find true, lasting, eternal freedom. I mean, wow, that is a powerful motivation.
And that background gives him such a unique perspective, right? Because he's been in the secular world, he gets the pressures, he understands it. But he was called to dive deep into the spiritual battles that people are facing. The very issues that, let's be honest, are sometimes overlooked or misunderstood, even within the church. And this isn't just a calling, it's backed by some serious, very specialized training. We're talking a certified deliverance minister, a graduate of the International School of Exorcism. He was even personally trained by the world-renowned Reverend Bob Larson. And that foundation is just so important because it ensures that the entire process is sound, it's professional, and it is absolutely biblically grounded. Okay, so what does this path to freedom actually look like in practice? Well, MPowered Christian Ministries offers 3 distinct tiers of support, which is great because it means you can find the exact help you need right where you are on your journey.
So think about it like this. Whether you're seeking deep freedom from some kind of spiritual oppression, or you need practical, biblical counseling for life's challenges, or maybe you're looking for coaching to really discover your God-given purpose. Whatever it is, there's a focused path designed just for you. It's a really holistic approach to your total well-being.
Now that term, deliverance ministry, I know it can sound pretty intense, right? So it's really important to understand what it actually means here. The key phrase to focus on is therapeutic process. This is a calm, calculated, and loving approach. This isn't about sensationalism or what you see in the movies. It's about restoration. It's about combining professional counseling with prayer to bring real, lasting freedom. All right, so let's get practical. How does this whole process actually work? The great thing is, the journey toward healing is super clear and transparent. There are no secrets here, just a well-defined path to guide you.
So here's a look at that journey. First things first, it all starts with strengthening your foundation in Jesus. Then you get to work identifying the root causes. Asking the question, how did a door get opened in the first place? Maybe it was a deep-seated trauma, or a pattern of sin, or maybe an area of unforgiveness that just left an opening. From there, you work through those specific issues with biblical counsel. And it's only after that foundation is solid that any direct intervention happens. And then, and this is so critical, it ends by equipping you for ongoing growth, so you can actually stay free for the long haul.
Okay, we have to talk about this next one because it's a huge roadblock for so many believers. You've probably heard it your whole life, right? Christians can't be possessed. So how does the ministry handle this really common, really important question?
Well, the key is really a distinction in the language we use. See, the word possession implies ownership. And as a Christian, your spirit belongs to Jesus Christ, period. A more accurate word is to be demonized. Now that means your soul, your mind, your will, your emotions, and even your body can still be tormented, influenced, and attacked by these forces. And honestly, understanding that distinction is the key that unlocks the ability to finally do something about it.
Let's make this really personal for a second.
Imagine feeling trapped by anxiety for years. You've prayed, you've maybe even tried conventional therapy, but that suffocating feeling just remains. This process is all about identifying the spiritual root of that struggle, breaking the chains right at their source, and finally helping you walk in the peace that God has always had for you.
So, if any of this is resonating with you, if you're feeling that little nudge in your spirit that says, it's time, let's look at how you can prepare for your breakthrough. The process to get started is actually really simple and clear.
The whole onboarding journey is designed to be professional and, honestly, just seamless. First, you schedule your virtual session right online. And I love this, they have evening and weekend hours available, which is huge. Then, you complete some confidential paperwork online, you just do a quick tech check to make sure your camera and mic are good to go, and finally, you prepare your heart spiritually. You see, every single step is designed to set you up for success from the get-go.
The ministry is also completely transparent about the cost, which is great. It's $75 for a 50-minute virtual session. Now, for your very first appointment, they recommend a 3-hour block, and I think that is so important. It shows a real commitment to not rushing your story, to taking the time to fully understand your history, and to really beginning the healing process with the thoroughness it deserves.
And this right here, this gets to the absolute heart of the goal. This journey isn't just about subtraction, getting rid of a problem. It's about addition. It's about stepping into the full, vibrant, empowered life of purpose that God created you for. It's not just about relief. It's about total restoration.
So, we're going to end with this question, just for you to consider. The Bible says, so if the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. The question is, are you ready to claim that freedom? Because your first step on that path, well, it can start today.